And we are live on Ask Yankee.
Yeah, we're going to finish our talk about the all the globalists at Davos and
Well, you're diving in quick, buddy.
and how they have plans for us,
Dude.
and the new liberal world order.
The WEF, are we going to talk about that?
No, you don't have to do that.
Sure, I'm sure people would love to talk about this stuff.
But it seems like everybody has a different lie to present to the reporters. And nobody wants to take responsibility for anything.
Yep. Oh, this is great. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is the pre-show, guys. We're just settling in. Tim just got here. Oh, man. Tim is in the house. Look at this. We've got 159 people. I wonder how high this is going to get for you, Tim. 159 tonight. Look at this. Chat is blowing up. And this is just the pre-show. We're just calling people in. All right. And we'll do a little sound. Actually, why don't we do a sound check right now?
Okay.
All right. So we'll see how things sound. Do I sound clear and crisp?
You do to me, yes, because you're right next to me.
How does Tim sound? What's talking to them?
I can hear myself. Can anybody else?
Oh, man. Tim for president. Sounds great. Love it. Tim for overlord. I mean president. Would you be a dictator, dude?
Oh, for one day I would. However long it took me to overturn every executive order. And then I turn it back over to Donald Trump. He'd be my vice president.
He'd be your VP.
I would resign after that first day.
One day. Just one day. Oh, man. That's too good. Yes, both sound great. All right, good. So we're going to I said we got some silver and gold on the desk. We have some silver, I think mostly silver, that we want to show at Tim's shop that you got in. I want to talk about all kinds of stuff. I want to talk about Eagles 2024s. I want to talk about what you're seeing in your shop. And then we're going to get into some healthy macroeconomic chatting. Some little politics will creep in probably throughout the entire stream. And that's a good thing. People need to be aware of what's happening. What's happening next week here in New Hampshire?
We're going to have what they call a primary.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many Democrats will be running against the current president, but I'm sure there are lots of wannabes out there.
Yeah.
And the Democratic Party is blocking them.
We allow independents and Democrats to vote, don't we?
Yes, and a lot of them.
What is that?
Whoever is spending all this money on Nikki Haley, they're probably going to show up.
If I get another flyer in my mailbox,
it's shocking.
It is
shocking.
Ridiculous.
Every day, 3 or 4 flyers.
And I didn't tell you this, but I had a Nikki Haley rep drive up to the bottom of my driveway, or maybe I did. Sorry if I did. And I was like taking the trash out or something, and I stopped and I chatted with them, and I'm like, first of all, watch this. And I walked over and over to my mailbox, and I pulled out 5 Nikki Haley flyers. 5. And I showed them, like, what the heck? This doesn't look good. I don't even read these. I don't want these. I could start a fire with these. You could start a fire in your house.
They don't burn very well.
And I'm like, is she like truly bought and paid for? I mean, there are all the packs, the super.
It really looks like
crazy.
that. It looks like that, and I've heard rumors. And I went to opensecrets.org, and I recommend that anybody go there if you have some extra time, because they do list all the contributors to everybody's campaign. And how accurate it is, I couldn't tell you. It's possible it's very accurate, but I think there are a lot of not PACs necessarily, but individual contributors that contribute through blind trust, if you want to call it that. And I have no problem with Nikki Haley. She would make a much better president than what we have. I don't have any problem with Ramaswamy. He'd make a much better president than what we have. Unfortunately, we have a track record with Donald Trump. So we know what he's going to do. And, you know, an indication of how afraid of Donald Trump they are is getting him involved in all these flimsy cases in courts. They all will be overturned at the Supreme Court level.
Oh, absolutely.
But it
It's
may
all
take
gonna go.
2 years for them to get to the Supreme Court.
I think they'll fast track that, Tim. I really do. This will be resolved in 6 months.
Oh, it should be.
Or less.
It should
will
be.
All right. Well, this is just the pre-show, guys. We're already ripping here. We got a lot to talk about. We have some giveaways coming up too, so stick around. Right now, it's time to feel all patriotic and hear the bumper music right now. I'll see you on the other side. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask Yankee. We are going to discuss gold and silver and a whole bunch of other stuff, but we're going to do it with our special guest, Tim Marshner of the Coin and Stamp Shop. Hey, buddy.
Hi there.
Hey, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming over here.
I would miss it.
Oh, you wouldn't. You enjoyed this. In fact, you the other day were saying, hey, when's the next time I'm coming into studio?
Yeah, well, I have nothing better to do than just put packages together and get them in the mail.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah, 3 or 4 in the morning.
You got a lot to do. I was just over there today.
Yeah.
It was really fun to open up some stuff to see what you got.
When it's really cold and nasty like it has been lately, we're not quite as busy. And
Yep.
it is always, there are times during the day when the phone doesn't ring and then I can actually get some things done. Mm-hmm. But I have to admit, we're now getting some of the nasty weather that you guys in the Midwest had.
Oh, my word.
I asked you not to send it to us, but you did it anyway.
You got some people from the Midwest, people from down south calling you out west.
Yeah,
Right?
I talked to some
Everywhere.
people in Texas today. They said they're just getting rid of a cold spell. It's over the whole country. Yeah, this is not global warming yet.
No, it's climate change, right? Anytime.
Climate change.
Yeah, right. Anything, right? Up, down, cold, hot, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it's but I guess for us it's going to get a little worse the next 2 days. We'll be down in single digits, if not near zero.
Have just in the chat right now, put Tim in the chat if you have watched one of my videos featuring Tim Marshner of the Coin and Stamp Shop. Put Tim, or I love Tim, right in the chat. Have you gotten any calls internationally?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we get. I just sent package today to Washington State, and their check came from Toronto Dominion instead of TD.
Interesting.
And I believe they're in Canada, just over the border. So that's there's things I send to Canada on a regular basis. I probably shouldn't even mention it, but we send it through first class mail.
Yep.
And without any insurance, and it always seems to get there. I'm a little afraid to put insurance or tracking because that ends at the border.
That's true.
It just ends
Even
at the
in
border.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
So
Canada's not that. I've never had a problem with Canada, ever.
I
had a problem overseas though, twice actually. One got resolved, the other one didn't, and it really worries me.
I sent a bunch of British sovereigns to a woman who ran a local watering hole. I gave her identity away in London.
Yeah.
And she said, whatever you do, don't insure it. Don't send it registered mail.
Don't.
I said, how do you want me to send this? Just in a business envelope, just regular mail. And she called me, within 2 days, said, it's perfect. They arrive with no problem at all. And I talked to another dealer about sending sovereigns to England. And he said, yeah, they all got taken out of the mail. So I guess that's, you can hide things by not hiding them. But, I have to admit, we say a lot of nasty things about Canada. I love Canada. I go there every year.
You do.
And
Montreal, right?
The only thing I don't like is now you can't spend any cash. Everywhere you go maybe it's just Montreal.
Yeah.
You cannot spend
They want
cash
it
anywhere.
digitally.
Everything's digital.
Yep. We're going to say that phrase more and more over the next 10 years.
Yeah, I'm
Everything's
sure.
digital.
But it's
Everything's
when they take the cash away, that's when everybody has a problem. And
Let's never get to that, please.
I mean, we're in a situation now where there's a tremendous amount of fraud with credit cards. And, I had another one the other day where, I didn't discuss it with you. I should have shown you the forms, but it was a credit card that the card stiffed me. And it's still an open case because the fellow came back. And I showed him how the card stiffed me, and he had tried to correct it, but he couldn't get the card to work. So, I got to give him an opportunity to correct the situation. But there are cards out there that you plug in the amount that you're charging the customer, and it just defaults to a few pennies. Okay, it's the card that does it. And I'm not sure how it does it, but somebody's figured that out. The same way they're going to figure out if you have a national account that's on a government computer. Those numbers are going to be available all over the country, as they are now. I had that charge on my Bank of America debit card in California, and 6 months later, they wrote me a letter, said, sorry, we determined in our investigation that was your charge. Sucks to be you, basically. And it obviously wasn't, but that's rampant. Okay, doesn't matter where you're buying things online, somebody has your numbers and they're likely to sell them. Because they have to look at the V code on the back of your card. Most debit card purchases online are like that. and they'll just sell all your numbers.
In our last video, we discussed this a bit. You explained what you had gone through, and I rather facetiously said, well, that's what the central bank digital currency is going to solve, Tim. All this fraud,
All the fraud.
all the, all
the fraud.
right, all the black market, all the nasty stuff, the hitmen and
Well, that's
drugs
because
and
they
all
care deeply. They care about us little people out
don't
here.
they? Yeah,
they do.
They
They care.
It's all about that, right? All right. So today we had some time in the shop. You had some interest. You pulled out some interesting stuff. Can I show some of it?
Yeah, we have piles of stuff.
You
This
do?
one of the things I did before the end of the year
That's
was
amazing.
I put a lot of money in the account that goes to the wholesaler.
right.
And bought things ahead that I'm going to need in the next few months. Also made some private sales, some private purchases of things like 10-ounce bars that are going to last a long time.
How about this 100-ounce bar?
100-ounce bars. I have a few of those too. I had another one come in the mail today.
Word, this was an amazing. I got a little bit of I got a little heat in the comments on that video. Yankee, I never thought you would buy a 100-ounce bar. This is probably the last one I will, but it's pretty amazing. The Royal Canadian Mint does a phenomenal job.
He has that rigged up in case somebody breaks into your house. That thing swings from the rafters and smacks the person right in the forehead. Do you want to show that contraption sometime?
That's one of the layers of security I have.
That's a
right?
layer of security.
I showed you a couple, right?
Yeah, and I can attest to the fact that if it just barely misses you, it still hurts.
Oh my word! What was amazing to me though is this cost roughly, not exactly, but roughly what a 1-ounce gold bar.
Yeah, they're very close.
Isn't that incredible, guys? Look at this. Oh man, we had a lot of fun though at your shop, and let me just show some people what you pulled out because it was pretty special. The first thing were the bars, more bars.
Okay, that box
what are
is
these?
all 5-ounce bars, right?
5-ounce bars, I think so. You had me sort them by serial number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got to keep you busy.
yeah. I think I did a good job, though, right?
Yeah, it looks like pretty good. You did.
Okay, don't look at the. I mean, they're not exactly in order, but at least the newer ones were put back, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The ones at the top look like these that have mated have produced some babies up at the top there.
Those are the Italian ones, right?
They are, yeah.
Yeah. Say what they are again. These.
Ital Preziosi.
I love when you do that.
I think that's right. I don't know. I could be way off on that.
Very cool. So that was one thing that caught my eye, and you made me work for. These are the
10-ounce bars. Those are the PAMP bars. Come from PAMP is Artistic Products in Precious Metals. That's what PAMP stands for.
Say that again? Oh, in
PA is Products Artistic in Precious
okay.
Metals.
Okay. Yep. Very
Or
nice.
metal pressures.
They fit right into that box. Very nice. So you get 10-ounce. And then you went nuts with these. This is. I had to zoom in on these specifically so that people could understand what it is you had. You had the Valcambi ones first, right?
Yeah,
So
combis. These are all silver combis.
Combi bars. Who out there likes combi bars? Let me know in the chat. I like them. Those are neat. Do people actually break them apart? Has anyone brought them in and tried to sell them back broken?
People have broken me pieces of gold from a combi bar, yes.
Oh, you have seen that.
And I buy them because they're gold. Yeah. But the people who've bought gold combi bars, I don't think I've ever had one break them up.
I'm sorry. The silver you have and the gold you
no,
haven't?
no, we don't see the silver broken up. It's too small a piece. I mean, you're talking about a gram of silver.
Those are tiny.
But I've sold a lot of gold combi bars, and when they bring them back, they didn't have the heart to break them up. So
all right,
it's unusual to see them broken up.
And then we had Liberty Buffalo bars.
Yeah, the 1-ounce bars we've been getting were the buffalo and the Indian on in a sheet. Mm-hmm. The sheets of 20. Mm-hmm. This time they sent them in tubes of 20, which
Tubes of 20.
that's what they are, tubes of 20.
That's cool.
And
like
most
them.
people like to get them in the sheets. so
Yeah,
so I guess I'm going to sell these in groups of 20 only.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is, all the wholesalers are struggling to get out to as fast as they can whatever is available. And what we're seeing now is there's a lot available because they've really done a lot of work in lining up alternate sources of silver and gold. I have no complaints at all about the wholesaler I use. Absolutely none.
Cool.
I'm the one who always misses the market, though. If I buy something, the price is going down.
What did I tell you in the store to watch for? The Fed governors, right? They speak, and all of a sudden, boom.
Well, it's not just them. It's the billionaires there in Davos are doing the same thing. But they all are complaining about different things, and they're all pumping different things, and none of them are very secure in their opinions. And it's almost like they say, so what do you think is going to happen in the first quarter? The answer should be, beats the hell out of me. I have no idea, because that's the truth. They don't know. And, this plan of the Fed to start reducing interest rates,
Right.
I've heard everything every month. And you said March. I heard yesterday, May.
Yep.
We heard, soon after the beginning of the year, we'll see the rates start to drop. Nobody seems to know. They're afraid to drop the rates for one reason: inflation.
But they have to, unfortunately. They shouldn't have to, but they are, because the market is going to have a temper tantrum.
Well,
They're going to go nuts.
You know who lowered rates originally? Is 2002. Greenspan.
Yeah.
He lowered the rates.
He didn't want to do it.
And we haven't seen the rates go up since for this
they
past
just-
year, since 2002.
But when, I forget what the name of the governor was, on Tuesday, came out and was like, well, don't go too fast on this. We might cut slower. And just all you had to do is, open his mouth. And the market dropped, gold dropped, silver dropped. Everyone's like, whoa. It's because we're so addicted to it, Tim. We have to have our injection of stimulus. We have to have our injection of low rates. They want ZERP.
Well,
They want zero.
the truth is there's no more money left. I mean, no money for the people who are coming across the border. There's no money to send to Ukraine. There's no money to send to Gaza. And, they like to send money to everybody, but there's no money left to send to anybody.
So true.
And it's gotten so out of whack. Jerome Powell, when he worked for Donald Trump, he went to see Nancy Pelosi to tell her that $27 trillion is it, because we can't pay the interest on the debt over $27 trillion. Now, where is it? 34 trillion.
And almost, it's rising fast, 34.
Yeah. And so no, Donald Trump added a lot more to the debt. No, not true.
He tried to...
Go look up the numbers and when they were spent. It's out of control.
He doesn't care as much about inflation, though, being a real estate mogul with a lot of debt himself. He kind of likes inflating away his debt. That's how those property real estate moguls handle a lot of debt. Anyway, can we just answer some of these super chats? Really
Sure,
nice ones. We
these?
got a nice buck super chat from Carlos. Thank you for that. Check Stacker super chatted $5. Run up the super chats. Take Yankee stack. P.S. Hi, Tim. Check is right. Every $100 in super chats, I have to pull out some silver and give it away. We'll talk about giveaways in a bit after we have a chance to talk with Tim. Those will be coming up soon. All you have to do in order to enter into the giveaways on the Wheel of Names is to make sure you are putting something in the chat. So just every few minutes, put something in there and say hi. That way I can harvest those names for the wheel. Alvin Collins super chatted $10. Asks Tim about Joe's trickle down economics. That's like throwing red meat.
Well, Joe has said many times that trickle down economics doesn't work. That's what Reagan used to talk about. He said we're going to build the economy from the bottom up and the middle out. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's total nonsense because so far the only thing they've done from the bottom up is they've given free needles to drug addicts in San Francisco. That's the only thing they can do. How do you build an economy from the bottom up? I mean, because at the bottom we have millions of starving people who have no method of no money to spend, no method of earning a living. And if they're not taken care of by the government, they probably will die. That's not building the economy from the bottom up. That's total nonsense. It has never happened that way, and it never will. Trickle-down economics, it's not accurate as an expression of how the economy works. Our economy is not capitalism. It's not socialism. It actually is called free enterprise. And until we get back to free enterprise, we're not going to have a growing economy. We need to get back to free enterprise.
We need productivity right now.
Well, you stifle productivity with lots and lots of rules and regulations, and you can do this, but you can't do that. You got to do that, but in our way. That stifles productivity. And the other thing that kills productivity is having millions of people come across the border for whom there are no jobs. And a shout out to Jerry Nadler, who said that if we don't get these millions of people across the border, you'll see the vegetables rotting on the ground. That is insane. That guy, there's a person who's never been to a farm. American farming is the most efficient in the entire world. And the last time
one of the most automated too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, when the last time I was in Bakersfield, California, I watched a guy on a combine. He was reading the newspaper as this thing ran down between the rows and picked everything in sight and handled it carefully into a net. And, that's the way, that's American farming. It's automated about as much as it can be. Sure, there are certain crops that you want to pick by hand, like grapes, for example, but you don't have to, okay? You can pick those by machine. It depends on what they're used for. If they're going into a wine bottle, you can probably pick them by machine. If they're something where you're going to be doing blending, you got to be careful about the grapes as you pick them. But there is no farming method that isn't automated now. And you even have machines to milk cows. And you probably, if you've been to UNH agricultural school, you know everything's over there. And it's amazing that you have a guy in Washington who knows nothing about anything saying, if we don't get these people in here, your vegetables are going to be rotting on the ground.
That's just fear tactics.
It's total nonsense.
And it's ignorance.
Plus, he says the birth rate has dropped so far, we need to have more people have babies, come into this country and have babies.
Well, we just crossed that line, Tim. I think I told you this today. We have more people illegally coming across our border than we're giving birth to inside our country.
Yeah, and that's a reason to bring people across the border.
That's incredible.
We
need a big, long, high, strong wall and a beautiful gate that we control and allow people into our country. When
letting people in like this is wrong, when you have them still in the middle of winter, sleeping in the streets and the sidewalks in New York City and Chicago. You've got hundreds of thousands of people who are sleeping out in the cold with no alternative. And that's compassion? I mean, that makes no sense at all. If these people vote for a Democrat for president, they're really misguided. And by one estimate, 10 to 15,000 people have died at our border trying to get across. That's not compassion.
No, it isn't. To the point on the trickle-down economics, and I agree with you, free markets, we haven't really had true free markets, though. Unfortunately, more and more we're seeing crony capitalism, we're seeing socialism, we're seeing a lot of government malinvestment. They shouldn't be doing 90% of what the federal government is doing. What we have is trickle up poverty. We are rolling up. We're getting what California is doing. They want to do it across the whole country. The left wants what we see in California, what we see in Portland, what we see in these cities to be endemic across the nation.
Right. Everybody dependent upon the government.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Cradle to grave. That is what, and you know what? We're complicit in it more and more. And I love that we're speaking out on this. And I hope millennials and Gen Zs are listening to this, because unfortunately, this is a generational shift, Tim. We're seeing it, and we talked about this too today, just the two of us in your shop. Why is it that people aren't doing their job? You talked about the Patriots. You used that as a great analogy today. Do your job.
Well,
it used to be. That's how
Bill Belichick would say that all his 24 years there, whatever it was, do your job. That he told all the players, do your job. And what happened last year? A lot of people weren't doing their job. I mean, it's, and you look at their faces when, they get down in the red zone, and then the quarterback sails a pass out of the end zone.
Right.
And, they're looking around like, how does this happen? And it's a mindset. There's no question it's a mindset. But look at how many people aren't doing their job and don't care. We see it every day. It doesn't matter if it's a government agency or not, but you see it more often in government agencies. And I contrast that with the UPS guy who comes to my store. That guy, yesterday I was in the back. I was talking on the phone. As soon as I got there, the phone rang, and I hadn't taken the flag down. And he pulls up and he sees the flag and he takes off. But sure enough, he came back that afternoon. He knows that this stuff is important to my business, and I've never seen somebody handle his job like a pro, like this guy. And one day I said, "How many stops do you make a day?" And he said, "Oh, today was 230." Wow, 230. That's like every minute and a half he's making another stop, and he has he makes time to come back and deliver a package that I should have been there in the morning.
I hear us say this, and I want to make sure that we're sensitive to those that are really, really working hard. I think of my daughter and her husband, my son-in-law, and how hard they're working, both of them. I know people are working 2, 3, even 4 jobs trying to make ends meet. This is the type of economy, this fake, debt-driven, consumption-based economy that we have fomented, that the Federal Reserve has exacerbated, that our federal government has caused through fiscal malfeasance, and it's not ending. It's getting worse and worse.
It is getting worse because we can afford it less and less.
Absolutely.
And, it's to keep in mind that all those jobs are a brand new government-created job. Every one of them. That's what they say. We created 14 million new jobs. Never mind the 10 million of people who were working at home finally had to go back to work.
You know the old saying, Tim, statistics don't lie, but liars use statistics.
That's true.
So we got 1,343 people listening to us. This is great.
Boy.
Thank you so much. And we do have a few more super chats that I want to call out. We've got Road to, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Let's scroll back through here. All right, $5. No, I have to read this one. Sorry, run up. Let's see, asked him. There he is. Jeffrey Smith, $20. Premiums on constitutional silver is finally down. We were just talking about this.
They have gone down, but the available constitutional silver has also gone down.
Oh.
So this may be a little bit of a lull as wholesalers build their reserves. I wouldn't get too excited about it going down because they ain't making it anymore. And we're not seeing people bringing it in. We're seeing people still buying it.
Yep. So I did today.
Yeah, I had a guy come in and actually buy 2 rolls of dimes today.
I wonder who that could be, Tim.
I don't know. It's the funny thing is I grabbed a handful and put it in the counter and it came out exact.
You nailed it right on the money.
Then I told you what it was going to weigh. What did it weigh?
Yes, you did. You nailed it right on the money.
Yeah, 248 grams.
248. Yep. You're the boss, man. All right, so let's see. A couple more here. $10 super chat from Frank. Thank you so much. A $5 super chat from Stacking Surfer. Tim has the best magnets on his safe.
There aren't that many.
I'm going to. I'm
I've
getting
only
mine
seen,
up there.
I've only seen one so far.
I know. Well, actually, I think there were 3 on there. There's actually 3 stacked up on.
Are there really?
Yeah, there are.
I didn't
It's
know
nice and
that.
thick. I noticed that today.
Well,
I want mine on there.
I've
man.
had some people say they noticed that those on my safe, and they said that I'm going to send you one for me.
Ooh,
and
okay.
I've had at least 3 people tell me that. So
All right, it's on. If you want your magnet, if you can get a magnet, it's gotta be covered, man. You send it to Tim, he'll put it on that, and I'll record it for you. Or send it to me, and I'll bring it into him. That might be easier because you get a lot. You get a lot of mail. You still get mail. Do you still get checks? Blind checks.
yeah, unfortunately, we do. We get checks where there's no note about what the person wants and no phone number.
No,
That's a problem. Yeah, so
don't do that, guys. If you're going to reach out to Tim Marshner and buy something, make sure you tell him what it is and don't just send him money. People do that, right? Do people just send you money and go, pick something for me, Tim?
well, I do have one, and I sent his after about a month overdue.
Yeah.
I sent his package, and I hope he likes the silver I put in there, because I put.
I hope so.
This is the second time he said, just pick some,
You need like
some small pieces for barter.
you need like a Tim, selection, just like a silver selection by Tim, curated by Tim.
I can't tell you how many customers I have who want me to just pick something, and not something I've already got, kind of thing.
Well, how in the world would you know that?
Oh, that's right, exactly.
Oh man,
That's why I go to one of these open boxes here that have a variety in them. That's where I get that.
yeah.
stuff.
Let's get back to that. Here we go. We already looked at those. Ooh, now we're at the Geigers. These are little guys. How many people like Geiger bars? Put Geiger. That's hard to spell. Put I do in the chat. If you like Geiger bars, actually it's Geiger. If you need to know how to spell it, they're made in Germany, right? Right down
I
here.
would
It says
assume they
made-
are.
No, it does.
Yeah,
Right there. It says
yeah.
made in Germany.
It used to say West Germany, by the way.
Oh, it did. Back before what? 89.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember when I first saw them, but
All
they.
right. So yeah. So here's the 1 ounce. That's like 1 Geiger. That's an ounce. Here's 50 grams. 100 grams. Dude, you got a 500 gram. That thing is chunky. Nice. So if you're interested in the Geiger selection, you've got quite a few of those, right?
They are a little more expensive than the run-of-the-mill bar.
Yeah, they're collectors, right? Collector items more.
Yeah, we got to look and see what I paid for them so I can make sure I price them right for people.
Speaking of collector's item, what were these?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they came from.
Those looked really neat. In fact, I had one right here, right on my desk. Look at that. How pretty. A triangle. That's a ship. What the? It says Zeewijk. Zeewijk. These looked rather, it's a coin too. You can see the queen, the late queen on the top there. It's Australian. It says Australia and this one's 2021. So there's a series going on here. I'm not familiar with them, but you have a few, right?
Yeah.
So if you're interested in checking out.
They're also kind of pricey.
They are. Okay.
But, we'll beat whoever else sells them, we'll beat that price.
There you have it.
Okay.
All right. I love it. So if you're interested in it, what is with triangles? Look at this one, Tim. I got this gold. It was a triangle. Again, the same. It's a nautical theme. I guess when you're talking ships, you got to go triangle.
That's like a piston and a wankle injure.
Yes, the curved triangle, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, this one actually is for the Bermuda Triangle. I got this in Bermuda with my lovely wife, Mrs. Yankee. So, a triangle. Love that one. If you're interested in the silver triangle, let Tim Marshner know. They will be gone pretty quick, I would guess. All right, it's back to a few more super chats here. Thank you for doing the super chat. So I really do appreciate it. We broke 159, so I am going to have to pull something extra out for a giveaway near the end here. We've got $5 from Lisa Jane 84. So GOP or Trump wins? How do the stop the bleeding of fix our economy? How do we stop the bleeding and fix our economy? I think is what she's saying there.
We definitely need a conservative in the government and somebody else who can do simple math. Trump understands finance. Oh, yeah. He's no dummy. Even though he may say the wrong things, he may pick on people, but he knows how to create wealth and control expenses. Unfortunately, in our government, we need Congress to cooperate, or we're just going to continue to go bankrupt. And hopefully, Congress can get a few more Republicans in there. We have a Speaker of the House who understands the financial problems. But now, if they get any worse, it's going to be worse for everybody because we're not producing enough tax revenue to pay our bills. And there's only one solution that any government has to that, and that is to squeeze the people for more taxes. And it doesn't matter who's president, it doesn't matter who's vice president. It is the people that are doing the math are going to convince any government we don't have to stop the spending. We need to get more taxes. That is specifically what the 87,000 new IRS agents were for, not for helping you do your taxes. They were for enforcement of the tax code. That's the only reason they're there. That's why they are armed. That's why they're there to intimidate all taxpayers. They're not going to go after accountants and lawyers, which means they're not going after millionaires and billionaires. They're going after the rest of us. Okay.
Small businesses especially, right?
Especially small business.
Yeah.
Because small business has to estimate. I mean, you talk to any accountant who works for a small business and they say, yes, well, you could spend, the next 350 hours of your time going through your taxes, or you can estimate. Mm-hmm. And once you estimate, they've got you. Okay. They say, well, if that's the best you can do, then we'll take our estimate. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they're there for.
Well, I think another way is that what they've done is they're taking the sputtering engine driving this economy, this plane up. They're trying to get some altitude. They raise rates all the way up to 5 and change, and they're trying to get it up so that they can cut away, bring it back down. We'll see how far they come. But the other answer to this, Tim, is the worst of it. It's the tax that's hidden, and that is inflation. Yeah. And when they start, and I say when, and I mean it, when we know the rule book, we know the game, the game book here, gameplay for the Fed is to cut rates. This is really the only thing they can do is cut rates and print. So quantitative easing is coming back, and when that finally comes back, that is when the dollar is toast.
The dollar is already toast, but the problem is there's only one reserve currency still, okay? Mm-hmm. And a lot of the world depends on the dollar. Mm-hmm. And certainly every American depends on the dollar. Mm-hmm. If the dollar gets cut in half in value, which is probably what will happen, that will make everybody a lot poorer. And people say, well, no, because then be more dollars will flood into the economy and everybody will have more money to spend. Yeah, but that's the worst outcome. There'll be way too many dollars in the economy, and they'll have to come up with some way of cheating on the debt.
I wonder how that would happen.
Maybe if you had 4
letters.
Yeah,
4 letters. Can you guess them?
Oh yeah, CBDC. Yeah, they are.
Kimberly,
that's the only reason to have a central bank digital currency is to cheat on your debt.
And you and I disagree on this. I think there's a second reason. Control.
Well, that's
You bake it in. You bake that in. I think it's a second strong reason. They want control. They want to know exactly what you're doing. They want to know everything about it. This is the Davos. This is the World Economic Forum mindset. This is the leftist, the Marxist. They want to know everything. That's the other reason, Tim.
well, that's true.
Two
That's
reasons.
all true.
Two reasons.
But they've already lost control.
All right, so we got Kimberly Forbes here throwing $10. Love listening to you both. Well, we love having you here. Thank you for joining us, all 1,500 of you. Crux Art super chatted $1. Thank you very much. Dennis Chandler super chatted $2. Tim for Secretary of Treasurer. What would you do? What would you do? Come on.
Ask Janet Yellen to get me a cup of coffee. I'm not sure she can handle that.
I love it. Oh, you don't want PC? You came to the right place and think, go get me a cup of coffee. Oh, that's so bad, Tim. I love it. All right. MR super chat at $2. Bribing the rigged wheel. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not, MR. The wheel is not rigged. You know that. Drew Vogel, and even Tim knows that. The wheel's not rigged, right, Tim? Right, Tim?
I don't know.
Oh, gee. Drew, super chatted $2. Road to 100. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. T-Paw, super chatted $10. Tim will be calling soon. Tim will be calling soon. God bless. Stay warm. South Carolina needs no votes for Nikki. Do you think she'll take South Carolina?
I don't know why she wouldn't.
I know,
But I mean, if the competition is Donald Trump, she probably won't.
I don't think she will. She's going to come in second up here.
Yeah, well, I think she will. But and of course,
She's
New Hampshire is rigged anyway.
I don't trust her. There's something about her. I just feel she's slimy to me.
Well, Donald Trump's ads are very good.
Oh man.
Have you seen the ads?
I did.
The ads are very good because they twist her words to make them sound exactly as they sound.
Yeah, you don't have to twist them. I mean, it's amazing some of the things that she has flip-flopped on, but also I feel like she's a robot. She will do what the donors tell her to do. Yeah, she has no real. And
I've been told by many people that those donors are Democrats. And there's a reason they want her there.
I think DeSantis would have, I say would have because he's going to be gone soon, but I really do think that he would have made a good president. I
agree with that. And I don't think he's gone.
You don't?
Honestly, don't think he's gone.
If he comes in third in New Hampshire, he's going to,
he's given up on New Hampshire. New Hampshire is not a test.
I know. He's going to go to South Carolina. And then if that doesn't happen, if he comes in third there, he's done. He's done.
Well, if he comes in behind Ramaswamy, then he's done.
Ramaswamy's out, so he's thrown his support behind Trump. So
he's not gone yet, though.
Yeah,
he's not gone.
No, I like him. I really do. My in-laws live down in Florida, and they don't want to give him up as a governor. So I'm not even sure they're Trump voters anyway. So, but I really think he would have. I like his policies. I think he's got a backbone. He will fight. Is he part of the swamp or I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, he's very typically Floridian.
Is Trump going to clear the swamp this time if he gets in? Truly?
Well, keep in mind he had no allies except his own kids when he was in the last time, and he got snookered by a lot of them. When he had a chief of staff that turned out to be a turncoat. The basic fact is he can't trust anybody in Washington. Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to bring in good people from the outside. And there are some good people. I think, he's made some great deals with some very intelligent people who know how a government should be run, but probably just don't want any part of it. Trump will do a great job if he's back in there. The problem is how much damage the Democrats can do to him before we get to that point.
I just read that only 20% of Republicans will, this is a poll now, right? I don't know if this is true, but 20% would vote for him if he was indicted and put in jail. That would be it.
Well,
It's
those
not gonna
people
happen.
should at least wait until the case, whatever it is, gets in front of the Supreme Court.
Which I don't think is going to take long, and it will be thrown out. Tiger Stacker, Super Chat at $5. Tim, you're wrong. We need men like that liar to spill lying crap so we can use that crap to have as fertilizer for our crops. No, we don't. Tiger. Jeff, Super Chat at 20. Thank you for that, Jeff. Wow. Craig Edmonds, $2. Fundamental is fun and mental. We were talking about fundamentals. I made the case to you today that I don't believe the markets are driven by fundamentals anymore. They are driven by actions of the Fed and the desire for cheap money, for stimulus. Corporate stimulus, they want it. We're seeing stimulus for, Wall Street and stimulus for Main Street. We are now past the point where we think, we can do it on our own. Unfortunately, by and large, this country is expecting stimulus.
Well, that's because of who is actually in charge. And we've discussed this before. Yes. The small investor means absolutely nothing. The individual investor is completely forgotten and dead and buried as far as they're concerned. It's all the major firms, hedge funds, BlackRock, Vanguard, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. But it's also added to that all the regulatory agencies, the Federal Reserve Bank, all these governors, they're all interchangeable. Okay? All the CEOs of all
Keynesians.
Well, listen, if you got a good thing going, you're not going to upset the apple cart. Mm-hmm. And they control everything. Mm-hmm. All the finances of the world are controlled down there in New York by, what is in the larger scale, a handful of people. Mm. And it's, when all government is run by these people, mm-hmm. and all the regulatory agencies run by these people, what they will selectively look the other way when things that are done that are bad for the country. Mm-hmm. They don't care.
Yes.
But it is all about control, and they're the ones who are in control. And it's so if you can't make money by a huge naked short or something, well, we can have another stimulus. We can do a little more quantitative easy.
So the test case was run, Tim, during COVID.
Yeah.
Now we've proven that it works, unfortunately.
Yeah, as far as controlling people, yeah.
Exactly, that's what I meant. It doesn't really work. But Tiger Stacker, Super Chat at $5. Looks like Ray Bar is back to normal. See, Starbucks works. Welcome back, Ray Bar. Oh, no. El Mucano says, $5, thank you. I think Yankee should rig the border so that no one can get in, just like the... No, it's not a good idea, Tim. Frank, $5, thank you. Speaking of giveaways, I want to, the wheel, I should say. God, look at this, Tim. Look at this. This was 3D printed by someone named Tracy, sent to me. Check it out. You got the giveaway, the wheel of names for our gauze. Us. You're on here right next to me. Pretty cool. I think the resemblance is amazing. We got awesome end over this side. I love that. We've got We the People on this side. Check out the back. How patriotic is that? This is the new giveaway box. And in here, we've got goodies to give away. We'll be doing that a bit later. We got silver dimes. I got a barter bag in here. We've got some rounds. So stick around. Make sure you put something in the chat so I can gather up your name and put it on the wheel of names later. We have roughly $250 of Super Chat total, so I need to pull out two things now. Actually, Tim, could you explain the buffaloes a little bit here? I think we talked about it briefly. We've got this type, remember that? And then this type that you really are selling a lot of now, right?
You see that in a lot of coins. If you, all the buffaloes used to have polished. The field around the image would be polished, but what is actually polished is the dye. When you have a mirror finish around the devices, and that's what the buffalo and the Indian's head are devices, and then the field is with the space around those. But if you have a flat field that's highly polished in the dyes, your dyes will make fewer coins, okay, than if you have no flat surfaces. So these new buffalo rounds don't have any flat surfaces, which it may give you as much as twice as many coins from a set of dyes. It may be only 25% more, but that's the reason to not have any flat surfaces.
Interesting.
Now, you look at the gold and silver maple leaves are a good example. They used to pick up scratches pretty easily in the field because the field was polished. Now
with the young queen on it, that's usually what you see, right?
Younger, yes.
Younger.
And they now they have radial lines that go around the devices, and you don't see them unless you're looking at them with a magnifier. But those don't show scratches because they are actually gouged into the die, so they're printed as part of the coin.
Right.
And our own Buffalo Gold coin also doesn't have any flat surfaces. So it's not going to show scratches very well. And it's 24 karat. That's not to say, take it out and put it in your pocket, because that will definitely, soft gold like that will deteriorate. But we're seeing more and more of this, and it's the desire is to get more coins out there to the consumer.
Right, fast.
By not spending a lot of time polishing dyes.
Where are these from? Do you know?
I don't have any idea. Somebody told me they thought they were a U.S. mint that makes them. I've had a person from Bulgaria tell me that the star is a Bulgarian star. I had somebody say, well, the R inside the star is probably from Romania. So I have no idea. I mean, they could be from Eastern Europe. They could be from this country. I have no idea.
All right, so we get $5 from Frank. We get $10 from Seek and Find. And thank you, he says. And then Marcus Aurelius, super chat at $5, says the MAGA movement won't end after Trump's 4 more years. Patriots will accept nothing less now. I hope it doesn't die, right?
Yeah, the mint that is associated with the R is Regency.
Oh.
Yeah. But,
okay, cool.
I asked that question to the wholesaler. He didn't really know. Right. So if it were from Regency, he probably would know.
I'm sorry, I don't think you heard what I said there.
Go ahead.
Patriot movement will accept nothing less than make America great long after Trump is done.
That's true. The Tea Party is still alive, too.
Is it really?
It is.
Is it really, Tim?
Well,
because right now, the mindset in Washington is big government. I have yet to see, well, I should be careful here. There's very, very few that want limited federal powers and small government.
Well, that's just because of the population in government. I mean, they will.
Awful.
It's a club. It's a very big club. I think since the Obama years, they probably added 200 and something million people to the federal government.
Yep.
It's hard to buck that. If those people are all, their livelihood is all paid for by the government, they're not going to be too easy to leave it. Or they're not going to be too quick to leave it.
Yeah, I think it's crept into the Republican Party. And only true fiscal conservatives say no.
Too many people who have good jobs or maybe not so good jobs. There are too many people who don't give a damn.
We need term limits so bad. If I could just have the Constitution of the Convention of States do one thing and then disband, it would be term limits.
You mean it's time we send Jerry Nadler back to the farm?
That he's never been to?
That he's never.
All right. We got a 949 Designs super chatted $20 and said, are autograph stickers still $20? Have they surpassed the price of eggs? Well, actually, I did have you sign a few, Tim, for some people that asked for stickers, and you signed them. Thank you. That was very nice of you to do that. But you're not charging $20.
No, we just say that.
I know, good.
So far, nobody's paid $20.
Good. I dropped a whole bunch off at your store today, so you should be all set. We've got Red Baron 962 super chat at $5. Thanks, Mrs. Stacking, for her hard work shipping. She's a great shipper. I'm just telling you right now. She does them all. I'm just saying. We watch as a family, and all of us have won, and I can say the wheel is not rigged. Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate that, Red Baron. Betty Boop super chatted $5. I've heard that the government can take precious metals from us, so I'm not sure I want to buy. What's the likelihood this would happen? Can I answer really quick first, and then I'll let you run with it?
Sure.
I have a playlist, and maybe one of the mods can put it in there in the chat for everyone, about the likelihood of a modern day gold and silver confiscation. Watch those couple videos. I go into it in detail. We talk about the way things were, why it was done, the executive orders that were passed for actually both gold and silver. And I really give you my opinion on it. What's yours, Tim?
Just the numbers make that impossible to believe that a government could ever do that. And they are minting every day as much gold and silver as they possibly can get on the market. So how are they going to go back and get that?
And wouldn't we probably see our own U.S. Mint, stop releasing gold and silver before confiscation?
Well, if they're close to running out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I think that's coming.
Yeah, well, they've gotten more efficient. I mean, remember in the beginning of 2023, when in April, U.S. Mint and the Canadian Mint went on production slowdowns.
Yes.
And then they had to add capacity. The Silver Eagles were $45 a piece because they could not keep up with demand. I think they've solved that problem, at least in the short term. But making the millions of gold coins and millions of silver coins, how are they going to get it back?
Nope, I agree. That's the Spark Notes. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of other wealth that they can and probably will go after digitally before they try to take your minuscule silver and gold that people have in this country right now. Talk to me about Eagles before we continue with the super chats questions. And if you do have questions, feel free to do that in the chat. Super chats do get our attention. There's a lot of people in here. So what are you seeing with Eagles, both from a price and the 2024s?
Well, for most people, the prices have come down. And, I showed you what they cost me.
Yeah, you did.
And we're just selling them for, $1 something over that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're seeing some unusual pricing, on the markets. It's probably promotional pricing.
Yes.
But I think the average cost is probably going to be in that $29 to $30 range across the board.
Right.
Some vendors will be above that. Some vendors will be below that.
Mm-hmm.
But, for a lot of people, especially online dealers, it's a good item to promote. And I remember back in the early 90s when I moved into my store, we would have a Christmas promotion every year on Silver Eagles. And if we made 25 or 30 cents, I'd be surprised. But
a lot of the time, they're lost leaders. They're trying to get people, especially new people, online to, sign up, get in. They're on a mailing list. They can communicate with them and maybe make money later on, right? So it's going to be low.
The mistake is to have a promotion and not honor it. That's the mistake.
Oh, yes.
If that ever happens. And I know a couple of cases where that has happened. Yeah. But we don't make a lot of money on Silver Eagles. If we make $2, that's more than we expect to make on them. Mm-hmm. And I think if we can't make $1 an ounce on silver, we're definitely in the wrong business, and that fluctuates. I bought some gold, that gold that was delivered today, when the price was a lot higher. And since it dropped over about 2 or 3 sessions, dropped down, $40?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're probably not making any profit on those coins. But that's, there are
some
sometimes
local,
it happens the other way too.
There are some local coin shop dealers though that just shut down, stop. I had emails from some people saying, I went to my local coin shop, they refused to sell me any.
Interesting.
Something was going on. It was like, wow, well, you've never done that. You
Not
sell
that I'm
it,
aware of.
you'll lose here, you might gain there. You can't keep it forever.
Well,
It's gonna go,
and
right?
then we had a situation where we had a holiday in the middle, so I wasn't getting deliveries on the correct time, and we missed it. The dropped $40. The only thing you can do is go order more, and average down.
How hard has this market been for you?
I say for the last 3 years, it's been very difficult, but I don't accept stress, so I don't get stressed over anything.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. You are one cool guy. All right.
Well, I just like making you laugh.
Oh. Let's see. 949 Design super chat at $10. It says, has Tim been to my home track, Button Willow?
Oh, Buttonwell, that sounds so familiar.
Really? Sure, I don't know where that is. Obviously,
Sounds so familiar.
You would.
Because I used to go around the country back when I was like 30.
I'm thinking it's California. But, yeah, California. San Joaquin Valley, California. Buttonwillow is an unincorporated community. Is that the raceway, though? Let's check the raceway out. Whoa.
Well, back when I was...
Yeah, Buttonwillow, California.
Yeah, when I was racing, I did go to a lot of tracks. I went to Riverside. I don't know if that's still there. There was another IndyCar track I think is gone. Definitely, we've talked about Willow Springs, Laguna Seca. I've been there for a race. Buttonwillow sounds very familiar. I may have gone there as a spectator.
Cool. Tree 3 Climber super chat at $5. Tiger super chat another $5. Yankee, never thought you would buy a 100-ounce bar. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want one, but I have 2. Save my $4 special tools to fix or destroy the rigged. Oh, no. Don't do that. But yeah, those 100-ounce bars are really beautiful. If you're interested in getting one, give Tim a ring. Frank G, $20. Tim, you got it. Runnin' J, super chat at 5. Happy new stacking year, y'all. Tiger, another $5 announcement. Rig 5 is nearly done. Rig 6, 7. Oh man, you are on a roll, Tiger. All right. Thanks for all the new members and all the new subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. Kenneth Schmitz, super chatted $10. I cannot wait to get up to see Tim from California. They're coming from all over the place, Tim.
We've had a surprising number of people come from all over.
Yeah, it's fun,
and
isn't it?
It's fun when, for me to start going to races all over, because we find there are a lot of like-minded people everywhere. And how things are going to work out in Europe, I don't know, but I think that's going to be probably the next area of chaos. Because the people are they're operating with what they consider to be a phony currency. The shows that Netflix has had on about Money Heist and things like that, they have a huge following in Europe, because since every country prints its own paper money and every country mints its own coins, people are beginning to believe that there's no central control over the money supply. And, whether or not that's true, I couldn't tell you. But I've heard rumblings of a lot of people think that. And, we went to Spain and France and Belgium, Germany, the UK on our trip this summer. And we saw similarities everywhere. People being concerned about the value of the money and what the central bank has in mind. And I told you about what happened in England where we ordered a car to go to the track,
Right.
and with a credit card, and he pulled over and said, "I can't take your card."
Amazing.
And the reason was fraud.
Fraud. That's what the CBDC will take care of for you, buddy. All right.
Yeah. Oh, well,
yeah.
they got the brightest minds in the world.
Brightest minds,
They're
yes.
going to get all those people that program the, what do they call the health exchanges?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
the marketplace.
They're
the
going to
health
get those
marketplace?
people to get that computer straightened out so
perfect.
there's no fraud.
None.
No.
Stephen Glenn super chatted $10. Question for Tim: the COT, the Commitment of Traders report, shows that the banks are getting out of the silver market. Since silver is getting more rare, are they just avoiding a future boon in silver? Love you guys. I don't know about that.
I don't think it's practical. I don't think
Yeah.
there's no way of serving a purpose that they care about with silver. And, if silver becomes a barter currency, it's going to be at a very low level. It's not going to be involved with government.
And it's a
at
worst
all.
case scenario when that happens. It's already bartering now. I'm actually meeting more and more people that are bartering right now in New Hampshire, Tim, right now with silver for goods and services.
Well,
It's happening.
Buy ammo and you
Yeah, you got to have the other precious.
local
metal.
dealer doesn't have any. Just put some silver in front of them.
I looked at the Commitment Traders report as well, and what I saw recently over the last few days when we saw gold drop, fewer longs significantly, but not many new shorts. So while there's not been as much of a desire for it, they're not shorting it as much. So I don't know if that indicates that they're just not sure of what's happening, or if they just don't want to go in. But the shorts were minuscule on gold, and gold is usually the lead horse, if you will, when it comes to gold and silver.
Well, yeah,
It's interesting. I just read that.
But we've had how many in, let's say, the last 2 months, $40 moves in gold. How many have we had? It doesn't make any sense. We have, go up $40 and then turn around and go down $40.
Right.
What has changed? Nothing has changed. It doesn't.
But fundamentally, it has changed, Tim. That's my point that I tried to make earlier today with you in your shop. But if you go back 20 years, and you've been at this business a long time, you were able to see more logical moves in the metals, right?
Logical. Yes,
right, logical,
okay.
right?
I understand what you're getting at. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The mindset of Americans, we have changed. We expect something, and we put everything into it, and that is Federal Reserve action. Our central banks jerry-rigging the fake economy by stimulus. That's what has changed.
But keep in mind, there's nothing that any Fed governor can say that should make gold and silver move.
But it does. That's the change. It used to not be that way. 30 years ago, it never was.
It's just an
20 years ago.
excuse for moving it one way or the other.
It's
what you need to find out, which is very difficult to find out, is who benefits from that move. And this last move in gold was insane. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for that to happen. But then again, it's been pretty well manipulated.
But gold has been pretty resilient as the Fed raised rates. Look we're in the 2000s. We've still been able to hold a floor, and it's building a base.
And so,
face of raising rates.
How many times have all these people said, "Well, we're going to start lowering rates"? Okay, saying that and doing that are two different things.
Beautifully said. Don't listen to them. Watch their actions.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a few more here.
Whatever you do, don't listen to them.
Don't listen to them. Leanne, $10. Thoughts on collecting fractional gold? Yeah. Didn't you have? I think you had a 1/10, an order for a bunch of 1/10.
We get orders for
ounce.
1/10 all the time.
All the time.
And
I like quarters personally, but.
Well, the quarters, they're not making enough. Both the United States and Canada have trouble meeting demand with quarter
Are they
ounce.
making more 1/10s or 1/4s?
Oh, they definitely make more tenths.
Okay. Premiums are so high. OC Stacker. Member for 3 months. OC, thank you so much for being a member. Membership is awesome. Check them out. Tim, Tucker, or Vivek Ramaswamy on VP Choice. Because I told you Tucker before we started, didn't I?
Yeah, I am a big fan of Tucker Carlson.
I know. I have
but
a feeling
I think people should not ignore Ramaswamy because he is, on most of the things, he's definitely telling the truth. He doesn't have a big following yet, but if he's put in a cabinet position, people will listen to him.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's got a spot on the cabinet. Freedom John 316, another fantastic member. Yankee Cannon member. By the way, Freedom, did you enjoy our militia meetup on Monday? Put it in the chat. I had a blast. That was a lot of fun with all my Yankee Cannon and Buffalo Bullet members. We had a good over an hour of just discussing all that's going on with stacking. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope you had a good time. Thank you, Yankee and Tim, for all you do. Thank you for the $20 super chat. God bless. Dave Calico, super chat at $5. If you're a tight what does Tim recommend? All right, if you're a tightwad with your money, what do you recommend? Being new to metals, we buy in his shop or order? What to buy? I mean, first of all, let's just start there.
I mean, if you're real tightwad, you probably want to stick to silver. If you have enough money to invest in gold, I would say it depends on the quantity. But if you're in the $5,000 range tops, you want to have probably 2 gold coins and the rest silver. If you're in the $10,000 range, you probably want to have at least 3 gold coins and the rest silver. Mm-hmm. When you get up to a lot of money, if you're spending a lot of money, you start to go higher on gold and lower on silver, just because of the bulk and the weight of the silver.
Would you go coin or bar with gold? Gold, not silver.
It doesn't bother me a bit. I mean, gold is gold. I think the sovereign coins are much easier to sell. American Eagle, the Buffalo, Maple Leaf, they're a lot easier to sell.
Right.
But keep in mind, everything that's 1 ounce of gold will have 1 ounce of gold in it. So it doesn't matter if it's a bar or a Buffalo.
Yep.
It has the same amount of gold. And, obviously the Buffaloes cost more because they're more popular. But, and even on a low level, it's hard to say that it's economical to buy if you can only afford 1/10 ounce of gold. It's hard to say that that's the right way to go. Right. I might be more likely to put the money away until I can afford a 1 ounce of gold. And that doesn't matter if it's a bar or a Maple Leaf or an American Eagle. I think spending too much money on 10th ounce or quarter ounce takes away from your ability to accumulate gold. It's a lot easier to wait and accumulate the money over time to buy a 1 ounce. Big difference between a 1 ounce and a 10th ounce.
Yep, I agree. All right, so we've got another super chat, $10 from Nick's Coins. Nick, we were just talking about the Patriots. We're not happy, are we?
Well, they
you happy Belichick's gone?
No, not at all. I think Belichick deserves being the greatest coach in the history of football. He deserves to go to a team that will get him the next, what does he need, 13 wins or something whatever he needs.
More than that, I think.
He deserves that honor.
Yep.
And, I mean, there's a lot of talk about going to Atlanta.
Second interview.
They have a good owner down there in Atlanta. I hope they go out and spend the money to get him a winning team.
All right. Well, that was for you,
Nick. He deserves
Nick.
that.
That was for you, Nick. I know you're a big Pats fan like we are.
Listen, let me just say, being a Pats fan. And this is Nick. Is he from the Boston area?
She is up in Maine.
Oh,
Nick's
okay.
Point. Nick, she's got a great channel.
Okay,
check her out.
Let me just say something for Nick. I've seen Patriots games at Fenway Park, Nickerson Field, Harvard Stadium, Schaefer Stadium, Sullivan Stadium, whatever Victor Kayem called it. in Foxborough Stadium, never mind Gillette Stadium. I've seen games at all those places until Belichick came to the Patriots and, brought in, and schooled Tom Brady into be the quarterback he turned out to be. I mean, Tom Brady was kind of a party guy. And, and he saw Drew Bledsoe go off the sidelines with a broken sternum or whatever I had. He said, "Hey, I could get this job."
Yeah.
And he's smart enough to do what he had to do to get that job permanently. That's Tom Brady's his claim to fame. He's probably one of the smartest, if not the smartest quarterback to ever play the game.
Preach it.
But with what I got to see after seeing all the crap that I saw for so many years, I hope that Belichick becomes the winningest coach in football,
right.
and I hope Tom Brady comes out of retirement and plays until he's 50.
Okay, all right, Tim. First of all, we're gonna lose a bunch of viewers here. We're seeing cheaters. All this.
There are other teams to cheer for.
And second of all, Nick's coins. Nick is a season ticket holder. She is a rabid, longtime Patriots fan. So you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, she is a good person. I can tell you that. By the way, let me give you one prediction. I think in the NFC, and they're not giving this team
here we
any.
Go. Yep. Football predictions with Tim. This is great.
I'm betting on Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl.
Ooh,
okay,
you heard it here.
In the American Conference?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. I think the most likely is looking like Baltimore.
Yes. Not Kansas City. I don't think they have anything this year.
Yeah, I think Kansas City.
AFC Championship game, they'll lose. That's my prediction.
You think they're going to get that far?
I think they might.
Well, if it's Baltimore, they're going to lose. I'm not so. I don't think they will necessarily get by Buffalo. I think Buffalo is primed and ready to go.
Buffalo chokes a lot, but we'll see.
That's why I'm backing Buffalo, because they deserve to go to the Super Bowl. Listen, they went 4 years in a row and lost every time.
Yes, I know. You remember the quarterback?
Jim Kelly.
Yes. Good for you. You know your stuff. All right, Nick, thank you for that $10 buy. You got more than you expected. Everybody's not liking this. All right, so we move on. And 949 designs gone number 3. Actually, gone number 3. Gone number 4. Actually, I'm over 437 super chats. Guys, thank you so much. We're gonna do a barter bag. 1 ounce of 1/10 ounce barter bag bars. Check out these bars. I think these are it. Yep. So 1/10 ounce barter. I think you should sell these bags in your store. I could probably get them right up from the wholesaler up in Ware, New Hampshire. These guys punch out these.
Yeah. What is the name of his shop?
His shop?
Yeah.
It's the silver right here. Local Silver Mint.
The local Silverman, I see it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I probably didn't know the name.
Yeah, LSM. Not my favorite name, I have to admit, but they do a phenomenal job. Silver Dave does a great job. Here's the local Silver Mint. This is something new coming out. I can't actually show up, but these bars are awesome, and they're great for bartering. Instead of just some gram or something, they're actually 1/10 of an ounce, and you get 10 of them. So we'll give that away as well. So a few more super chats. Thank you so much for that. For 949 Metal Matt said $5. I'll be visiting the store on Monday looking for a few kangaroos. Great stream tonight. Do you have kangaroos? Silver kangaroos, I'm assuming.
What do I have? I have koalas. I still have the wedge-tailed eagle.
Oh, those are nice.
I have kookaburras.
Got a lot of those. Yep. Kangaroos, I didn't remember seeing in that box.
Well, I have a few kangaroos, but
okay.
they just, I don't have a full tube, but I do have some.
Very good. Bob Wilcox, super chatted $10. Are all American gold and silver coins made with only American mined gold and silver?
Very little of it is made with American mined gold and silver. Very little. In fact, that's one of the reasons that the U.S. Mint uses sunshine to get their silver.
Planchets? Yeah.
It used to be when they started the American Eagle program, it was American silver mined in America and processed in America. And it wasn't too many years before they went down to Mexico, went up to Canada to get the gold, get the silver. And I think since Sunshine can get it from anywhere in the world, that's probably why they're using Sunshine. And I'd like to believe that it all comes from this country, but how many silver mines do we have even operating?
Not many. Very few. Nick's Coins super chat at $10. Tim is wicked smart. She liked it. Frostbite Coins.
So is Nick.
Huh?
So is Nick.
Oh, yeah. Frostbite Coins and Collectibles. Super chat at $5. Tiger told me to send you some crypto. Don't you dare, Frostbite. How would you describe crypto?
It's thin air.
Thank you. All right, Tiger. $5. Yankee needs more kryptonite. Load him up. Oh, thanks for the $5, buddy. Appreciate it. We have our one-on-one next week. All right, you're a Buffalo Bullet member. I can't wait to talk to you. We got a lot to talk about. Brandel Kegley, super chat at $5. What is your advice for a $100 silver note? The information seems conflicting outside of specific collectibles. So $100 silver note. Boy, what would your advice be on that?
Made by whom?
Oh, good question.
Because they used to be Washington Mint made them, New York Mint made them. They typically have something like 4 troy ounces in them if they're solid.
Oh, wow.
There were some out there that were layers of silver with a cardboard core. You want to avoid those. But the ones that are solid silver that are roughly 4 troy ounces, if you can buy them for something close to that.
This is a note that's
it looks like a $100 bill.
Oh. I didn't even know
I think
what
that's
that was.
what it's referring to.
Okay, it's not a silver.
I have one in the store. Along with all this other crap, I have one.
Don't call it crap. These are awesome. Yeah, is it overwhelming, the stuff that you have hidden away, squirreled away up in?
I'm so busy doing things during the day,
Yeah.
and every customer comes to the door has a different concern or a different project in mind or what they're looking for. There isn't a whole lot of time to, get all of this out. And if I put this all out in front of the store, we could really have a big yard sale.
You've said this multiple times. How do we make this actually happen, Tim?
Well, by exposing what we have in inventory, putting a price on it, and having people just send orders in. Obviously, we're not going to have a yard sale.
I can't have. Yeah, you can't literally have.
I'd have to have too many armed people like you there.
Yes, exactly.
With permission to shoot on contact.
You've given me permission. Wow.
Yeah, but there is a lot of stuff. I mean, one of the things you didn't show was the box on the floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't take a picture of that. That was insane. We can't even pick that up.
Can't pick it up. You and I probably would have trouble picking up, and all it has is silver bars.
Little Stack's good.
Well, maybe. Well, at least the UPS guy could.
Yeah, right. He can pick up a lot.
I think I walked in with 3 Monster boxes one day, Maple Leaf Monster boxes.
Oh, that was insane. Right in his arm. I don't know, strong fingers.
Yeah.
So we do need to we gotta get a way to do this. Maybe in phases. Maybe we have a bar day. Maybe we have a constitutional day or a Eagle Day or something. You know what I'm saying? And kind of.
Yeah.
We got to do this or semi-numismatic day, because that's what I'm seeing. You've got stuff I've never even seen before, like this triangle thing. I had never seen this. I didn't even know. We Googled it, right? Because we were both like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I didn't realize it had that high a price on it.
It does. It has an amazing premium. It's beautiful, though. It's proof. Anyway, so we need to get that to happen. I mean it.
Never mind the tens of thousands of Morgan and Peace dollars I have in the store. Literally.
Tens of thousands?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I once started a project on getting all of them organized. And after maybe 2 evenings into about 4 a.m, I said, I don't have this kind of time. but there are that many of them.
We got to do
lots of
this. You got the Yankee family in there. We could help you. All right, Igby, thank you.
to buy them.
Huh?
To buy them?
To help you organize and do the sale.
Oh,
Well,
maybe
you get your daughters too. Well, they're busy. They're very, very busy. But they're smart. $70 from Igny. I'm saying this wrong. Igny Threadgood. Love you guys. Wow. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Frank G super chatted $20. Tim, have to sell $100, 100, I don't know, ounce to live in California to buy I'm struggling here, to buy a new to me but used. Gavin Newsom is a bad governor. Well, that's clear. That very easy to read that part. How he wants president, please don't let it happen. I want your advice. So Frank, I don't know about the whole $100 thing. Your advice is don't let Gavin Newsom do to the United States what he's doing to California. It's abysmal. It's horrible.
Hopefully, there are enough people awake that would not vote for that guy.
I don't know.
No matter when he's running.
Man, 949 again. Super chat $10. Tim, did Yankee get all your constitutional dimes? When will you be?
Not quite. He still has an opportunity to get the rest of it.
I am focused on that guardhouse box. I need that barter box done, folks. Got to get that dime box done. So nobody buy any silver dimes from Tim until I'm done.
Okay. I'm lowering the price on all of them now, just to make it impossible, except for Yankee.
Oh, man. When will you be in the shop next? Tomorrow.
Yeah, or later tonight.
That's right. Man, we're taking up a lot of your time. We're going to have to wrap this up soon. It's already 10:22. Tim, you are so right. Bill got Brady on track to greatness. Nick is all over it. She dropped the 5 spot for that one. Thank you. Go 49ers. All right. Thank you, El Macano, for that $2. Fatty McButter Pants. Super Jet at 5. Bring back Steve Grogan. Okay, they're all throwing in football references now. Steve NZ super chatted $5. Thoughts on natural gold? I buy 5 grams of West Coast New Zealand natural gold each week. Now, he's down there in New Zealand. But
as long as you can get good quality,
it's 98% pure, he says. What do you think?
Has it been assayed? Is that something that came from the guy who's doing the refining? Because it's if it's out of a pan, it's probably close to that. Mm-hmm. If it's nuggets, you got to look at them pretty carefully because nuggets have a lot of other inclusions.
All right, Tom Kelly, super chat $10 and hates Tom. I didn't want to say it. Tom Bieber and Belichick. All right, Brett S. I told you. Brett S. super chat at $5. Tim is a 2012 W burnished fractional 4-piece gold set. MS70, NGC70, Ultra Cameo worth north than regular coins. I'm sorry, that was a mouthful. What?
Well, what I'm doing...
Fractional 4-piece gold set?
Yeah, one day I'll convince you to take a ride up to my wholesaler with all the proof gold, all the burnished gold that I have. That's right now sitting in boxes, including... the proof buffalo that I have in the box.
Yeah.
They'll buy all that stuff, but it's
what are they going to buy?
Too expensive for customers to buy, and especially if they think one day they might need it.
It's not a good stacking target. It's a collectible.
It's really not worth stacking.
I didn't buy this primarily as a stacking item, although I got it for 1% over spot down in Bermuda, I'm just saying. But I thought it was going to be ridiculously expensive, and it wasn't. But I don't usually do that.
The collectible stuff, especially the proof coins.
Yeah.
They wholesalers willing to pay me something like $600 over melt. Mm-hmm. And I have a hard time putting $600 over melt on any gold coin
I
to sell.
understand that.
But you know that collectible stuff is for collectors,
Right.
but not if you think you might need it someday.
It's very wise. You need to be very careful about that. And again, if you're going to be flipping this stuff, buying it and quickly selling it for a profit on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, be very careful doing that. Premiums can go
Well,
vanish
also,
quick.
eBay is determined to get all your profit anyway.
eBay, be careful. I mean, I think there's some other ones that are out there now, that auction sites and stuff, but just be careful, especially with stacking. $10 from Frank G. Thank you. $5 from Silver Billy Stacks. Love the channel. Can you shout out my new silver channel? Trying to grow in the community, sharing my stack, and taking silver as more silver comes in. Well, Silver Billy Stacks, there you go. Mods, feel free to shout out his channel. Put the link in the chat. $20 from Scott Schroeder. $20. Do you have 100-ounce silver bars? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought one right here.
You got about 20 of them in the store right now.
Yeah, that was my big purchase recently right here, this 100-ounce. Now, vintage bars. You showed a bunch. All right. What do you think of those?
The one vintage Engelhard bar.
Yes.
We've had a lot of requests for it, and I think that one is sold.
Oh, the old one.
The poured one.
Yeah, that
poured Engelhard bar. Most of the Engelhards I have are extruded. They're finished bars. And I probably have, I don't know, 8 or 10 of those.
Yep.
I have some Johnson Matthey, the ones that look like a skinny loaf of bread. Probably have 4 or 5 of those. Still have, I think, 4 Royal Canadian Mint. And I have one that came from a plating company. At least that's what they...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 100 ounces of anodes or cathodes or whatever they use.
Huh. Interesting. All right.
Oh, and I have one Germania.
Germania, yes.
Yeah. I think I still have that.
Germania, I think you do. All right. So we're going to finish these off really quick. Tim, did you $5 to Tiger, Lewis. Tim, you did make a special order for me for all the dimes. I appreciate you giving 50% off for all Rig Nation citizens. You didn't do that, did you?
Oh, I must have.
Oh, come on. Bring your baby to the barbecue. Super chat at $5. Just subbed y'all 2 weeks ago and been hooked. God bless this channel, and the discussions with Tim have been really awesome. I agree. Yeah. It's a highlight for me in the week. I love going into a shop and chatting with them and meeting others in the store and hearing what they have to say. It's always a great time at Tim's. Frank, thanks for the $5. And Hillbilly Samurai, $10. I have a friend in New Zealand that I get pay dirt from. I use the dirt for inlays in my custom pens. Wow, Hillbilly, that sounds really pretty. Thank you for sharing that. We are now over 500. So I got 5 giveaways right here in a row. We'll be doing those. Tim, what's in front of you?
A lot of miscellaneous stuff. It looks like somebody's collection of barter coins.
You think those are barter coins?
Well, what else are you going to use silver for?
That's true. It's one of the primary reasons I buy it, right? You can't, well, no, but it has a lot of uses. Silver does have a lot of uses. Exactly. That's my reason for silver. Let me move this back for you a little bit. There we go. Yeah, what are all those?
It's a good selection.
Now, these were coins that we were originally going to auction off on my channel, but I ran into an issue. I love doing little auctions with you. My channel is not a big auction channel at all. But with you, I love doing it. And these were some of the coins that you had offered up for auctions. Really fun stuff in here. But Tim, I can't do it because I need them to directly pay you for the auction. And I can't be the intermediary with my tax accountants. And I've been running into some issues with the IRS over it. So unfortunately, I'm unable to do it. That's a wild one. Can I see that? That's the Pac-Man one, right? Yes. That's a coin.
Yeah.
That is so cool. There was an ET one I wanted to do. Man, all these other ones. You were very generous. That was nice thought, but we're not able to do it, unfortunately, unless you could have them, send you a check? I don't know. How do you want to... we'll have to figure this out, payment-wise. The banks, the taxes, it really becomes an issue. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to take that back.
Well,
we
if
figure
you
this
can,
out.
I don't mind getting checks for it.
Okay.
We probably would ship everything in a bubble wrap.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
The only thing is, if it's under $100,
Yeah.
the insurance is included now. They call that, what do they call it? No, it's not first class parcel anymore. It's like parcel advantage or some strange name they have for it.
Okay.
But they now give you the $100 insurance
Nice.
with the first class parcels.
Okay.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. I have lots of
Well,
bubble wrap envelopes.
Let's leave it. I'll put it in my bag still here. Let's talk about how exactly we're going to pull this off, right? And what stipulations. I'll set up my Streamlabs to say this is what you do. Send your checks, whatever, or however you want to do it, and then we'll give it another shot.
But because this is the type of stuff. There are 3 packages I put in the mail, other than the box, were this stuff, and most of them were talents or some 10th ounce coins. The 10th ounce obviously have to be insured, but the individual coins, we have the shipping materials, so it's not a problem.
Oh, you ship very well.
It's just that I need people to, when they win an auction, they got to put down exactly what they won.
What it is.
Their
Right.
phone number, all the shipping information.
Well, here's the deal. I'm good at that. So when I do the Wheel of Names and giveaways, which we're going to do, I have a whole spreadsheet of names and addresses and and Mrs. Yankee does a bang-up job of shipping it. So I could be the intermediary for them to contact. For all the auction winners, you contact me, and then we can settle up. I can get you that.
That's
and
fine.
Then you can say, yep, they paid. Yep, they paid. I'll send it. This thing is beautiful. I'm going to have a hard time handing this over to you, but I have to. Here you go.
It is nice.
Oh, man. Very, very nice. Whew. All right, so I think we've got through all the super chats, right? The Reclamation Project super chat of $5 just sold half of my silver stack and almost all of my gold stack from medical bills. Thanks, Biden. Hashtag thanks, Biden. Hoping to replenish the stack soon. Hashtag glad I had it, I think it says. Oh, man. That's disappointing.
Medical bills
It's hard.
is always a good thing to spend your money on. If
I don't want to
it was save a life or correct a problem,
I know.
it's worth it.
Yeah, you've been through a few things yourself.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
Oh, let's see, 41 days.
41 days, right?
I think it's 40. I don't even know what today is.
Oh, yeah. That's why I asked. Yeah, it's coming up, guys. You ready?
Not really.
Oh, man. Well, Tim, this has been really fun. Thank you for joining me.
It's always fun. I wish because all the questions go by so quickly.
Did you? I know. I did prioritize super chats only because a lot of people were asking questions and they were super chatting, and I just didn't want to miss those. Do you want to try a Q&A before you leave, or you got to
Sure, go ahead.
All right, great. So we're going to do a open Q&A right now. Ask your questions. Ask your questions here, okay? Boom. So switch over in the chat, and you will be able to put questions in there. Tim's looking at it right now. And again, we are up to over 532. So 5 giveaways. Plus, we'll do a couple other things like the pocket pinger. We'll do a pocket pinger. Got to do a pocket pinger. All right. Should we test
So
Tim
how
on
many
the pocket
people
pinger?
showed up today?
What?
How many people were here today?
I think we broke 1,500 people.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty decent, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Can I test you with the pocket pinger?
Test me.
Yes. I'm going to ping a fake and a real $50, and I want you to tell me which one's the fake.
The first question is Tim part of the Rig Nation? Well, I was thinking
did
of
that?
running. I was going to run for president of the
Ri-
Rig Nation, but Yankee wouldn't let me.
Don't say that. Ray Barr? Seriously? Oh, I've lost Ray. Oh, I thought I had him. Oh, well.
Someone wants to know how tall I am. Well,
On a good day.
when I was in high school playing football and basketball and track,
Yeah.
I was exactly 6 feet. Now I'm probably like 5'10" and a half. I think I'm shrinking. Although Yankee has me sitting in a little kid's chair, so it looks like I'm very
Wait,
small.
what? I jacked you up. I even put a pad. Oh, my word.
Yeah, see, he's put me in the little kid's chair.
Gotta lower the camera.
I'm missing all these questions. You're gonna have to go back.
All right. No, I know you're missing them, but all right, guys, here it goes. I'm going to ping two $50. And I want Tim to tell me which one by the sound is real and which one is fake. All right. So here's the first one. This is $50 number one. Okay. And then don't say it. And here is $50 number two.
I would say number one is real.
Of course it is. Yes.
Is that copper nickel? That other one?
The other one is a fake. It actually is stamped fake $50 right there.
Oh, gee.
And this one is a real one. So you were right. Number one was real. Number two was fake. And what we're going to do is I'm going to add this to the giveaway pile. We're going to put a fake $50 and a real $50 in with the pocket pinger so that you can test it out. Pocket pingers are a great little tool. They're not expensive. They're good for people who haven't got into stacking too heavily where they need a Sigma Metalytics. Now that is the Cadillac. That's what you want when you really want to test out a lot. But if you're going somewhere and you want to ping some privately purchased silver or gold, this is a nice little thing to have. So we're going to give away one of those as well. What questions you got there for us? Anything? What are you seeing out there? Any good questions?
Well, some interesting questions, I guess. Yeah. Thoughts on 40%? Refineries don't want them anymore because it costs too much to get the silver and the copper out.
What did I bag today in your shop?
40%.
Yep, I did. Ooh,
Why
of
has
it.
silver dropped? Well, it is still being controlled. How old is Tim? Let's see. Okay, so I got 41 days, and now I got.
Just tell us your birthday.
Let's see.
Tell us your
41
birthday.
days, and then 6. So
Carry
it's
the one.
actually.
Carry the
I
one.
guess I'm 47 days away from being 78.
What's your birthday?
March 6th.
March 6th. You don't look a day under 60. What else you got there? You're studying it. I can see you looking at the questions.
What are your thoughts on gold backs? Well, I do sell them in the store, but that's because the local person here in New Hampshire is a good guy, and he's nearby.
Can you grab that envelope over on that credenza to your right? That black?
Oh, yeah.
Without falling over.
This chair doesn't roll.
He's complaining about he's just having a time today. I think we should give away a gold back. Why don't we do that? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
What's the price for your 90% times to steal from Yankee? I'm about to order another bag, so I will know exactly what the price is pretty soon. We were at 21. I think we're now at 20. When the new bag comes in, it may be lower than that. But that's the premiums are coming down, but all of a sudden they're going to turn around and go up. because people will realize that there's just not much out there.
Oh man, I gotta finish up. I really do. Move on to the next thing. What else you got there?
Constitutional halves, Benjamin or Kennedy. Actually, I have more traffic in Walking Liberty halves right now.
Really?
Yeah, a lot more. Let's see, do I have any talent coins left? I have.
Well, I was there when somebody wanted 2 of those gold ones, man.
So the Patriots are now communists, according to John.
See,
John
they
is
hate 'em.
saying, he said, do you have any talents? Yes, I have. Silver, I have a lot. I think the gold are gone. I'll be getting more gold.
Yeah. I was there when the call came in, and the guy wanted both of them.
Yeah.
Boom, gone. Wow.
Yeah, let's see. Was Vivek up for the challenge? I think he is. I think, again, all the Republican candidates are good candidates.
Just some are gooder than others.
Yeah, and it depends. It takes a lot of money to get elected. And, for whoever gets the most of the money from Wall Street will probably get elected. Let's see.
Should I buy gold now, or will it go down? Gold goes up, and then gold goes down, and then gold goes back up again.
World events definitely affect it more than anything else. But it's when the guys down in New York decide which way it's going on any particular day. That's when you want to ignore it.
But long term, it's done well. In fact, it has actually beaten the stock market since the beginning in the 21st century.
Yeah,
So
it has actually done very well.
Yes.
Let's see. How will a conservative Trump win affect the value of silver and gold? I don't think it'll be negative, but optimism is the enemy of the metals, and I think this country will become a lot more optimistic with Trump. So I don't expect a big move in gold or silver if Trump gets reelected.
Gold ping sound different. Yeah, when I ping the gold, it resonates forever. Guys, if you don't win a pinger, there is a link in the description to buy one. But the gold ping is really
there
cool.
was a question there.
What?
Aside from what I have in the store, what's my stack look like?
Yeah, you've said this a lot.
I have no stack.
I know. And I've questioned you on that. And I think you were a collector at one point.
Oh, yeah. Since I was about 5 years old.
And big, right. And I think you do look at your store as a stack that's all for sale, but if a collapse occurred, your kids would swoop in, right? Your girls would be all over this.
Well, Kristen has a good stack already. She used to work in the store.
Good.
And she was paying the bills, so she was signing all the checks, and we had worked out an arrangement for what she was going to make for the time she spent in the store, and I didn't see any checks going to her. So I said, how are you paying yourself? And she said, I just take it in silver and gold. The thing about Kristen is she's an accountant. She was going for her CPA when she worked in the store, and she decided with as many bookkeeping clients as she had, she didn't need a CPA. She was making good money that way. But she always, when she paid herself in silver and gold, she paid herself at what I would charge for the coin, not what I pay for the coin. And I said,
That's a wonderful daughter.
So you're figuring out what the sale price would be before you take. She said, yes, because as an accountant, if I just took it at what you paid for it, then the store wouldn't make a profit, and you'd probably go out of business. So she's always been smart, very logical. But now she's married. She has 3 kids, and not quite as many bookkeeping clients.
Will digital currency be backed by gold and silver? John McKinnon wanted to know, and we talked a little bit about
it'd be backed by thin air.
Okay.
There's no possibility of it being backed by gold and silver.
Okay,
Now,
so there are very few places that you and I didisagree, and this is one of them.
well, look at this. If
You and I have battled over this over
we have
and
a digital
over
currency,
and over.
well, digital currency here is less than thin air.
Oh, I know. Digital currencies, you and I agree on.
But if
it's backing a currency with gold.
there's not enough gold in the world to do
And
that.
I keep telling you that at the right price.
Oh, yeah, but you want to
could be.
fractionalize it to death.
Yeah, if gold was $10,000-$15,000 an
Well,
ounce.
it's the same thing. That's why
There you go.
Bitcoin's up in the $40,000 or
No, but
$50,000 range.
But that is thin air. This is real money. So it could
Okay, so
technically could.
where is this gold going to be that people are going to fractionalize at $10,000?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know where it's going to be, who's going to be in charge of it, and how safe it is. But you're right.
Yeah, well. What's going to happen if we go to digital currency? What's the rest of the world going to do? Okay, it doesn't take a genius in some little country to go, okay, why don't we back our currency, as small as it is, with gold? Because look what the United States has done to the value of gold. So we can back our currency now.
Don't you think the BRICS nations might want to do this?
It doesn't matter. The BRIC nations are all completely bankrupt. They're as governments, as a monetary system, none of them are they're all phony because every currency other than the United States has been reset. So how are you going to base your new currency on? You say, oh yeah, we're backed by gold, and what's gold at your country? Oh, it's about $100,000 an ounce. You know.
Ellie wants to know why I bought this 100 ounce Royal Canadian Mint silver bar. She said, Yankee, can you tell us why? It's beautiful. Ellie, well, one of the reasons is, yes, it's beautiful. But Tim knows, and I've made this very clear from the beginning of my channel, I'm not a big bar guy, but now I've got a big bar. I wanted 600 ounces in 2024. 600 ounces was my goal for silver, and I thought, okay, fine. One of the 100 ounces, I'm gonna just bite the bullet. And I'm gonna get one of these doorstops, and I think they're just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to be buying any more of these. I just wanted one. I mean, I do run a channel, I do stack, and I thought maybe just one. Okay, and I know what people are probably thinking. Yeah, it all starts with one. You wait, but no, I really do want to get back into the 1 ounce. I love rounds. I love coins. I just thought the premium was a great deal, Tim. These 100 ounce bars.
Considering the fact it's the key to your current security system, I would like to be around to hear that ping.
Gonna whack you.
When that thing swings, somebody breaks that door open and that thing swings by.
You know what?
That'll ping so loud they'll hear it downtown.
I can't put that in the pocket pinger. That's one thing you can't ping, guys. But it did test on the verifier, so you can test these.
Somebody said, how many blue shirts do you own? I probably have more blue sweaters than I have blue shirts.
Blue's your favorite color, though, right?
Yeah, it's every time I used to get gifts of shirts, and because my eyes are blue, I used to get
That's fine.
blue shirts, or it's kind of a family thing, and so
it brings out the blue in your eyes.
Yeah, that's why I have lots of blue things.
That's why you get a lot of marriage proposals, don't you?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh man, are we wrapping this up, Tim?
There was some.
You can wrap it up anytime you want. We're going to take an intermission when Tim's done, and then we'll do the giveaway.
Very good questions.
Okay, good.
I've forgotten the ones that went up out of my view. Thoughts on platinum 1 ounce? They don't sell very well. We can get them, but they're not big sellers. And when I have to buy them back, I don't want to pay even the spot price. Let's see.
How about that one?
What's that? What's the thing?
Resale value of a Britannia. Very good.
Yeah, Britannias are doing good. Everything. Britannias, 2024 Maple Leafs are all taking a hit just because the change from Elizabeth to Charles. They've all taken a hit. I think since the gold and silver in Canada are now going to be, this year they're going to be Charles, I think the order rate has slipped a lot.
Do you think that'll settle down, or do you think this is like a Bud Light moment for...
No, actually, I think Charles is going to be a very good king. He's had a good teacher. He's not stupid. A lot of people in England don't like Camilla. A lot of people blame him for Diana's death.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's not simple-minded. He's very well educated. He's a smart guy. He is a people's king.
But he's also woke as woke can be.
Not in everything.
Oh my word!
He has
silver. I really don't care what's on one side of the coin.
As a head of state, how many heads of state can afford to be against climate change?
Oh my word!
Okay.
Oh, I am not going to go to the mountain.
It doesn't matter. Every president has got to be. Yes, I'm for saving the planet.
Oh no!
Every head of state has to be for saving the planet.
No.
Whether or not they are, they have to
fake it
publicly.
Is Trump going to fake it?
Trump said he's not going to do anything that's going to revitalizing the petroleum industry doesn't have a
drill, baby, drill.
Yeah,
that sounds
nothing to
woke.
do with the climate. It doesn't change the climate one bit.
Exactly. Oh man,
it's the stupid people who treat climate change as a religion. They're the ones who don't know what they're talking about.
I agree with that. And here's the deal. I don't like Charles. I really don't like him. But
well, listen, I've had people call and say I don't like him because he's a pedophile.
Oh,
they are confusing. They're confusing Charles with Andrew. I can't even say that Andrew is a pedophile.
Oh, don't say that word on YouTube, please.
It's just
he
hasn't
the P
been,
word.
He hasn't helped himself with his choice of friends. Let me put it that way.
Is he island hopping? Okay, so here's the deal.
Not anymore.
Here's the deal. I don't like him. But when it comes to coins, I don't care. I don't care if his effigy is on one side of the coin, Tim. It's silver. Silver.
Yeah, the order rate has definitely slipped.
Will that drop prices? Will that drop prices?
No, because if they make fewer, then they will cost more.
You're saying that they've produced more because they foresaw the demand being low for them?
That's why they're late getting out.
Yeah. Oh, man, because honestly, if the price was slashed, I'd buy it. I'd buy him. I would absolutely buy him. It's silver. So, guys.
Well, that will happen eventually. It'll happen sometime this year. Okay. The order rate will go back to what it was.
Okay.
But
they'll get over it.
In silver and gold, like everything else, it's economies of scale. Just that one economic theory is definitely holding true right now. Because if they make fewer, or if they're required to make fewer, the price goes up.
All right. Do you really have to go back to the shop tonight?
Yeah, I do. I left too much stuff out.
Oh, okay. Well, you can call it quits because anytime you want on this. It's hard though. It's hard when they're asking you questions to stop. It's addictive, isn't it?
Another question about the St. Helena coins that I don't have any more of.
You're done. You're out of them?
Oh yeah, we were out of them a long time ago. Oh. And I wish I had more because they turned out to be very popular.
Yeah. Favorite hobby? You love going to races.
That size. Let's see. Yeah, that's my daughter said, "Hey, Dad, if you ever retired, what would you do?" And I said, "I'd just go to Formula One races everywhere." And that's why we've been going, because they think maybe we can convince them to retire.
See, no. It's not either or, Tim. It's both. You can still do your shop. But just pull back some. Don't go hard. You go crazy. You're open 6 days a week. Can't you cut it down? Cut it down.
Yeah, I could probably do that at some point.
Ease up a bit, especially.
I got to get all those packages out, though.
Okay. So driven. I love it.
Okay, Trump put us farther in debt than any president in history. Well,
oh, here we go.
Okay, at the end of his term, we hadn't hit 28 trillion, and we're now at 34. So if you want to find out who's going to get the prize, right now it's Joe Biden.
Okay.
He's winning by a lot.
Tim, you and I, again, agree on most things. I love what Trump did for our Supreme Court and a few other things. But when it comes to fiscal
No,
and monetary
wait a
policy,
second. He for 4 years he told Nancy Pelosi, don't bring a spending bill that does not have money for the wall. And so they kept bringing spending bills. That's why they had a lot that had to go to arbitration and all this stuff because they didn't have money for the wall. So when he finally said, don't bring me another spending bill, I won't sign it unless it has money for the wall. She goes, okay. And every Democrat piled on.
who jumped down Jerome Powell's throat to tell him to cut rates?
That's a good question.
Trump. Trump was all over Jerome. Wow.
Really?
He monetarily, Trump has to learn a little bit. Okay, he really does. He is not good when it comes.
Couple with if he had a line item veto,
of course,
everything he did would be legendary.
I would love to see that. Love to see the line item veto. That's
Democrats
the second thing I want a convention of states
Democrats
to do.
made sure that'll never happen. They went to the Supreme Court to get that prevented.
A convention of states is their only hope to get that. Only hope to get the line item veto.
Yeah, but then what if they get some stuff that's not good?
No, it won't be a runaway convention. That's overblown. All right. Are you done?
Call dollars, Morgan and Peace dollars don't bring a lot of money.
Okay.
It's close to melt. Let's see.
Yeah, LAM trying.
It's interesting.
But listen to Tim, though. He still knows what he's talking about. Spin the wheel. It's 11. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going to do the giveaways until we wrap it up because I need a little. I'm not going to keep you here for the giveaways. I'm not. You need to.
I can't see with something. Okay, there it is.
Oh.
Okay. Will the Great Reset affect gold and silver spot prices? And if it does, will silver 1 ounce bullion go to $1 and gold bullion 1 ounce to $50? No, it'd be just the opposite because the Great Reset will devalue the monetary supply. And when that happens, then the price of gold and silver will both go up dramatically.
Yeah. Did you see that video? The Great Reset?
I didn't.
I thought I sent you the link. I'm sorry, not the Great Reset. The Great Taking. Have you heard of the Great Taking?
No, I haven't.
You need to watch that video. You really do, Tim. It's been on the news. It's been all over the place. You've got to watch that. I will send you the link.
I drove my car at Lime Rock, and yes, Riverside is closed in Connecticut. I thought Riverside, California was what I was talking about. And
Yes.
yes, I went to the very first race ever staged at Lime Rock.
Wow.
I've raced on that track many, many times. I love Lime Rock. The track is too short, by the way. And the original plan was to have another 3/4 of a mile, but the town wouldn't let them do it. Let's see.
What was the first car you ever owned?
First car? I did have a 55 Chevy. Okay. And I rolled it.
You rolled?
Rolled it on, yeah, not intentionally.
Well, I should hope not.
We had the very first Dunkin' Donuts in Hamden, Connecticut, and I was headed up to Maine, and I stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts and bought a box of jelly donuts because they were my favorite. And so we're on the highway in about Topsfield, Mass, and I had a slight exhaust leak, and I just managed to get the car to a driving point so I could take a trip on it. Hadn't fixed the exhaust leak, so I had all the windows open. And I reached in that box and grabbed a jelly donut, and I picked it up, and the paper flew around and landed right across my eyes. So I hit the brake, and I hear a boing. The car made a right-hand turn into the guardrail. It rode the guardrail for 96 feet because I had to pay the state for 96 feet of guardrail, and then it rolled down a cliff with 4 rolls. Yeah,
They didn't have seat belts then, did they?
Well, they did, but they weren't required to use them.
And you were
No,
not.
I had my hand
Oh, my
on the
word.
roof, and that hand kept coming get closer and closer and closer as we kept rolling. And I didn't get hurt. Actually, I had some sort of sneakers on. I ended up with a cut on my one toe.
Oh,
But yeah, so much for my '55 Chevy.
all over a jelly donut.
Yeah. And my father got in the
Uh-oh.
car and drove up to Topsfield, Mass. We lived in Connecticut, and he went to the junkyard where they towed my car, and the guy says, "Well, I can buy it from you because we can always use parts for '55 Chevys." And my father said, "You have $10?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He said, "Sold." That's how pissed off my father is.
All right, last two questions. Here we go. Oper Arnar or Up R8R operator. The operator 357. Tim, do you have any 2000 to 2018 Silver Eagles?
Yeah, I'm not sure we have every date, but I do have a variety of older dates, yes.
And Throckmorton says, Tim, can I take you and Yankee out to dinner if I visit from California up my tree?
Sure. I bet we could find, how about Giorgio's? That's really expensive. Are we going to the French Laundry? Wasn't that the name of that restaurant?
French Laundry.
Yeah. Ask him about the French Laundry.
Okay.
That's where Gavin Newsom went during the pandemic.
I forgot. Yes, it didn't ring a bell. Yes. All right. I think we're officially done with your generous time. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to put this in intermission mode here. And I'm going to walk Tim out. I'll be back for the giveaways, so don't go anywhere. We're going to just make sure you put something in the chat because I've been collecting names, okay? So make sure you put something in there. Thanks.
Best group of people on the net, right here. Terrific people.
100% agree.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
best YouTube community.
Best,
bar none.
it's smartest, and at least these people are preparing for the future. And there are a whole lot of people who aren't. And
We're doing the best we can to get the word out, Tim.
Yes, and things aren't going to be beautiful in the future for a while.
Well, on that jolly note, good to see you.
Yes. If we're so lucky to get Donald Trump back in office,
right.
I think we'll see a lot of positive changes.
Cool. All right. I will be back, guys. Just hang on, and we'll do the giveaways. All right. I'm back. Boy, was that a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hanging in here. And we are going to do the bunch of giveaways. Actually, I do want one thing. Can I just open this one package from Tuli Tuli? That's it. Just this one package. I want to see what she sent me. And while I do this, please put in the chat. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. If you appreciated him, please do that. What is this? Yankee 150K giveaway. Tuli Tuli. Oh, what do we... This is so cool. Tuli Tuli, you're still here, right? It's fantastic mod. Oh, we got her sticker, her shiny sticker. And, oh, there's a COA. I can feel it. What is this? Oh, wow. A heart. A 1.9 troy ounce triple fine USA poured heart. Isn't that beautiful, Tuli? Oh, my goodness. Is this really for the 150K giveaway? Oh, there's the COA. This is awesome. Heart version 2. Guys, when I hit 150,000, the giveaway is going to be insane. Thanks to a lot of people that have been so generous, like Tuli Tuli. TextCoin also sent some stuff too. So, wow, this is amazing. I got to put this away, though. That's not for tonight. That's for when we hit the 150,000 and we do a celebratory live stream that night. That'll be fun. Wait a minute. Is there more? Is there more in here? Yankee, here are two of my silver pours. One for you, one for me, and the other for your one. They are labeled. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Yankee deep stack. Oh. You know, Tuli, you know that what I usually do when people send me stuff is I usually give it away because I love to pay it forward, and it is just special to do that, and I love doing it. But this is something I think I might need to hold on to. It's a heart. It's a second heart. Oh, yeah. Now, if you only sent one, I'd be tempted to give it away too, but no, I'm not going to give this away. This is very special. Deep Stack Indeed 2023. Gorgeous pour. If you haven't checked out Tuli Tuli's channel, mods, please put that link in there. Wow, Tuli, keep Deep Stack. I will. I'm not going to give this away. I know. I'll keep the sticker too. So thank you. This is awesome. Wow, but the other one will be given away. Definitely. That was so generous. This is a 2.3. 2.3. Tuli, you are really doing a fantastic job with the pours. Wow. Yeah, check Tuli's channel out. Please, mods, help me. There, thank you, My Silver Journey. All right, so now the giveaways. All right, so just let me check the super chat total. So 6. We're up to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good. We'll do we're not going to give this away. Sorry. But we will give this away. Though this is another Zombuk right there. The Pandemonium Zombuk. That'll be given away. Let's do that one near the end. We'll do a one of these fancy ones. The Lincoln. 2 regular ones, and the barter. Well, actually, the barter bag's really cool, so we'll put that last. So we'll do this. Then we'll do, we'll do the gold back first, then this, and then we'll do 2 pocket pingers. What does that sound like there? 2 pocket pingers. And then we have a final giveaway from SD Bullion, who is sponsoring this. We talked about the 2024 Silver Eagles, and I think you probably heard Tim mention that some online bullion dealers are running promotions. He knows which one that is, and it's SD Bullion. SD Bullion has a phenomenal deal going on right now on 2024 Silver Eagles. I can't bring up the site. I'm not going to waste time to do that. But check out their Silver Eagle sale. It's phenomenal. And you look around, Monument Metals, I won't mention all of them. I don't want to mention any others. You look around, you will not see another deal like this one. So if you really want to get a hold of 2024 Silver Eagles, that's a good place to go. So we're going to give away a 2024 Silver Eagle from SD Bullion at the very end. Very end, that's the last giveaway. And we're going to do this one right after the other. All right, so let me bring up the wheel of names.